Why do millions of brilliant, hard-working people die broke, while people with half their intelligence and zero talent build empires? The Matrix wants you to believe it is a matter of luck. They want you to believe that wealth is determined by your environment, your genetics, or your starting capital. But the most dangerous lie the system feeds you is the illusion of the zero-sum game. They program you to believe that resources are scarce. They teach you that to get a slice of the pie, you must fight, claw, and violently compete with everyone else. This keeps the masses distracted in a bloody, endless gladiator arena, fighting over scraps. In 1910, a man named Wallace D. Wattles published a dangerously precise manual called The Science of Getting Rich. He did not offer motivational theories. He revealed that accumulating wealth is an exact science, like algebra or physics. If you do things in a certain way, the result is mathematically guaranteed. The elite know the ultimate secret to escaping the gladiator arena. They never compete. Competition is for the masses. The elite operate on a completely different algorithm. They do not fight over the existing pie. They access the code to bake an entirely new one. To break out of the matrix of scarcity, you must transition from the competitive plane to the creative plane. Today, we execute the formula. Wattles revealed a terrifying truth. The physical 3D world you see around you is not solid. It is actively generated from a single, infinite, programmable raw material. He called it the formless substance. In modern terms, it is the quantum source code of the matrix. The system lies to you about scarcity. There is no shortage of this raw material. It is limitless. The universe can render 1 million new empires tomorrow without running out of code. But how do you command it? Wattles decoded the exact trigger. A thought held in this formless substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. When you desperately compete with others, your mind is entirely focused on scarcity and fear. You are literally broadcasting a virus into the source code, commanding the matrix to render more struggle and more scarcity in your life. But when you step into the creative plane, you bypass the physical limitations entirely. You stop looking at the people next to you. You stop fighting over the existing wealth. Instead, you hold a crystal clear, unshakable mental blueprint of your exact desire, and you imprint it directly onto the formless substance. Once that mental code is uploaded, the entire architecture of the universe begins to shift. The formless substance starts organizing the physical world, mobilizing people, resources, and blind opportunities to physically render your blueprint into reality. But visualizing the code is only half the equation. The system will not deliver the millions to your doorstep while you sit on a couch. To force the physical 3D world to materialize the code, you must execute the protocol known as the certain way. The greatest trap of the modern esoteric world is the illusion of passive manifestation. The Matrix loves it when you sit in a dark room, close your eyes, visualize a massive empire, and simply wait for a briefcase of cash to drop on your lap. That is a delusion designed to keep you broke and inactive. Wattles made the protocol violently clear. By thought, the thing you want is brought to you. By action, you receive it. Your mind acts as the magnet, but your physical body must be the receiver. To receive the wealth that the formless substance is orchestrating, you must act in the physical 3D world, and you must act in the immediate present. You cannot act in the past, and you cannot act in the future. The Matrix only recognizes execution in the now. But this is where the masses fail. They confuse motion with progress. They believe that working 16 hours a day out of fear and desperation will make them rich. The system wants you busy. The elite, however, are effective. This is the rule of efficient action. Every single act you perform can be either a success or a failure. If you fill your day with 100 rushed, anxious, competitive actions, your entire day is a mathematical failure. But if you execute just a few actions with absolute laser-focused precision, acting from the unshakable faith of the creative plane, every single action becomes a success. A day of successful actions mathematically guarantees a successful life. You hold the architectural vision in the 4D mind, but you strike with lethal precision in the 3D present. The final piece of the Wattles equation is the most counterintuitive of all. The matrix has conditioned you to extract, to negotiate fiercely, to give as little as possible, and to take as much as you can. This is the mentality of the gladiator. But to mathematically ensure the formless substance roots wealth to your vault, you must become a center of expansion. Wattles called this the impression of increase. Every single transaction, every interaction must leave the other person with more use value than the cash value they paid you. If you sell a product or a service, it must elevate the life of the buyer far beyond the money they handed over. When you do this, you become a glitch in a system of scarcity. You become a creator of life and expansion. And by universal law, human beings, resources, and capital will be instinctively drawn to you like a magnetic force. The universe mathematically favors those who bring more life to it. The zero-sum game is a lie. The competitive gladiator arena is an illusion designed to keep you exhausted and broke. The creative plane is infinite, and the formless substance is waiting for your command. Stop competing. Start creating. If you are ready to master the exact science, step out of the arena and claim your admin access. Subscribe to The Lost Chapter. Guard your vault. Command the code.